The drama surrounding Angel Reese has reached a breaking point, and it's no longer just about highlight reels or flashy rebounds. What started as a promising rise to stardom with the Chicago Sky has unraveled into a season defined by conflict, suspensions, and words that cut deeper than any box score. A player once marketed as the face of the franchise now finds herself staring down the reality of becoming its biggest problem. The story begins with the very thing every locker room relies on: trust, and how quickly one player's public comments shattered it. Angel Reese didn't just express frustration about a tough season. She torched her teammates in the press. In a feature interview, Reese made it clear she wasn't satisfied with what Chicago had built. "I'm not settling for the same we did this year," she told the Tribune. She doubled down, insisting that the Sky needed to get great players and overhaul the roster entirely. The implication was obvious. The women sitting next to her in the locker room weren't good enough. For Rachel Banham, Haley Van Lith, and even seasoned veteran Courtney Vandersloot, the sting wasn't subtle. Reese wasn't vague, she was specific. She dismissed Vandersloot's value because of her age, brushed off Banham and Van Lith as non-factors, and essentially demanded Chicago replace them with real talent. For Vandersloot, a two-time champion and one of the most respected floor generals in WNBA history, being cast aside by a younger teammate wasn't just insulting, it was laughable. She reminded the world her age wasn't holding her back. "I am coming back better than ever," she declared. That was the voice of someone who had earned her stripes, unwilling to let a rising star reduce her legacy to a headline. The timing made Reese's words even more baffling. The Sky had already gambled their future on her. The front office traded away Sonia Citron, the number 3 overall pick, just to bring in Ariel Atkins and reshape the roster around Reese's vision. Instead of gratitude or patience, what they got was a franchise player dismissing her own supporting cast like chess pawns. Ariel Atkins, who arrived with championship credibility, handled it gracefully, choosing to defend her teammates rather than pile on. "Ownership handled it how they see fit," she said, keeping her composure while Reese lit the match. Banham, however, had no patience left. Her blunt response spoke volumes. "I think I just don't really care. I'm so over all this." That wasn't indifference. That was exhaustion. A veteran too familiar with drama, tired of seeing the same patterns repeat. This was the heart of the problem. Angel Reese wasn't just struggling on the floor, missing layups, racking up turnovers, and piling up technical fouls. She was dismantling her own locker room off the court. The very players who once covered for her mistakes now had to respond to her public insults. Reese wasn't leading. She was isolating, and the suspensions only made things worse. Reese picked up her 8th technical foul of the season after striking Aaliyah Edwards on a rebound, earning an automatic 1-game ban. The timing couldn't have been worse, forcing her to miss a heated matchup against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. It was supposed to be the rivalry game of the year, and Reese wasn't even on the court. To make matters worse, Chicago itself suspended her for conduct detrimental to the team after her comments about teammates went too far. The message was clear. Enough was enough. What followed was the cruelest irony of all. The Sky didn't collapse without Reese, they thrived. Reports surfaced that the team actually looked sharper in her absence. The ball moved better, the offense flowed with more freedom, and players seemed less weighed down by her constant need for touches. Even worse for Reese's image, she still managed to lead the league in turnovers despite missing nearly a month of action. Meanwhile, fans noticed something else. While Reese sat out, often not even traveling with the team during her injury, Caitlin Clark, her supposed rival, was glued to the sidelines whenever she couldn't play. Clark was in huddles, pointing out defensive schemes, clapping for teammates, and showing the kind of investment that screamed leadership. The comparison couldn't be clearer. Reese distanced herself. Clark leaned in. Inside the Sky, the divide reached a tipping point. Teammates reportedly held a players-only meeting to address the drama. No one said it outright, but everyone knew the elephant in the room: Angel Reese. Protecting her wasn't protecting the team anymore. The bond was broken. And when Rachel Banham admitted she didn't care about Reese's noise anymore, it confirmed what many suspected. The locker room was finished shielding her. By the time Reese called for a roster overhaul, she had already lost the faith of those around her. And the front office, once committed to building around her, began to see the other side. Was she worth the constant distractions? Was the production worth the headaches? Great rebounder, yes. But what about everything else? Fans quickly picked up on the contrast. Reese demanded better players, yet her own flaws, missed layups, careless turnovers, endless suspensions were glaring. Her teammates never blasted her for those struggles. They stood by her until she stopped standing by them. In a league where culture and chemistry mean everything, Reese's approach was unsustainable. The Sky punished her, the fans questioned her, and her teammates made it clear she wasn't untouchable. The comparison to Caitlin Clark only fueled the narrative further. One star lifted her team through belief, presence, and consistency. The other dragged hers through drama and absence, and so, the once celebrated Sky Barbie found herself staring at the end of her Chicago chapter. The franchise that gambled everything to build around her now looks ready to move on. Angel Reese's name will still carry weight, but not the kind she hoped. Instead of being remembered as the cornerstone of a rebuild, she risks becoming a cautionary tale, a reminder of how quickly ego can erode trust. The mirror wasn't broken in Chicago. The cracks Angel Reese kept pointing to were her own reflection. Teammates like Vandersloot, Banham, and Atkins showed resilience. The Sky found life without her. And fans saw the truth. It wasn't Chicago holding Reese back. It was Reese holding Chicago down. Now the question is simple. Is this the end of Angel Reese in Chicago? Or can she somehow salvage her reputation before the Sky make their move? What do you think? Should the Sky cut ties with Reese and move forward? Or do they give her one last chance to redeem herself? Let us know down in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next breakdown.